Hey guys, Cyndi Williams here, travel career coach. Just getting my microphone adjusted here. I'm gonna wait just a couple seconds and pull up all these places we're live and make sure everything's looking good. Welcome, welcome. You're like, why is Cyndi wearing a witch hat? I'm a good witch, for the record. I am fully capable of magic, I promise you. Or what feels like magic, but is really just results when you work hard. All right, I am going to pull us up on Facebook so I can see y'all's comments. So today is part 2 of our series. The series Fall Back in Love with Your Travel Business is our fall series, and I'm doing it free for our travel industry community as part of my advocacy work. And today is part 2, fall promos. So much fun. All right, I'm almost to the page. Let me make sure we are streaming live across all these places. And this video will be available on YouTube later as well for those of you watching over on YouTube. Yep, we're live both places. Okay, awesome. Again, it is so eerie to see yourself in several places. All right, so if you don't know me already, my name is Cyndi Williams, and my purpose in life is to inspire and motivate people to follow their bliss into abundance. Like, bliss is one thing, but getting the abundance with it, that's when the marriage of an entirely happy life happens, right? We love that. So that's my purpose. My background is I've been in the travel industry for over 20 years. I just did the math. It's almost 25 at this point. And I love helping people supersize and grow their travel businesses. That's what I do. That's my day job in addition to running my own successful award-winning agency. And I love coffee mugs in the color purple. I always share that. My hat's kind of crooked here. We're going to take this off in a minute because it's super hot. But I like to always share my coffee mug because you guys know I'm obsessed with coffee mugs. Can we just look at my most recent one? I feel like they took my spirit animal and just turned it into artwork. How pretty is that? So that's the newest to my collection. So cheers. Hopefully you're having coffee with us this morning and all that good stuff. For you guys watching, if someone can pop a comment in, I want to see if it's coming through on my live stream here. Someone can just say hi. Okay, I see you, Mert. Great. Okay, I'm going to take this awesome hat off now because it's super hot. But you guys get the idea, right? We're in fall already. We're talking about fall, and today we're going through promos. Yes, I have to fix my hair. Okay, perfect. So we're going to start off with why promotions are so important when you are growing your travel business. Some people undervalue, or some people don't know how promotions can feed into building your base and converting them into sales and converting them into clients. And so not only are we going to share some of our best performing promos, I have a free gift for everyone at the end of this session too. So check that out. But why are promos so important? So number one, I want to share a quote with you. So I used to live in the Houston area, and we had this local kind of celebrity, this Mattress Mac guy, but he has he built this mattress fortress up from like nothing, and now he's like everything in Houston. Like, that's where everyone gets their mattresses, right? So, and super great guy. Like, he does a lot of charity work, and he helped out during the hurricane, during Harvey. Anyway, he has this amazing quote, and I loved it and I adopted it. It says, early to bed, early to rise, and don't forget to advertise. He's like, that's my recipe for success. It has been for, 30, 40 years, however many years he's been in business. And I love that. If you're not advertising in your business, you are slowly dying. 1, you're not keeping up with the competition. 2, there's no way you're growing your base. And 3, the way to think about a business always is there's no standing still. Maybe you had a great year last year. Maybe you're having a great year or not a great year this year. I don't know. But wherever you are, there's no standing still in business. You are either moving forward or you are moving backward. And the biggest escalator to move you forward is advertising, proper marketing, efficient marketing. So let's get into some of this promo stuff, right? Okay, so why are promos important? 1, brand recognition. Getting awareness out there about who you are, what your company does, what you're about. Just people recognizing your logo is a huge win. in marketing, look, I've been in marketing. When I worked for travel, it was for a marketing company, right? So marketing is like, I'm a marketing geek. I love it. I embrace it. And it's why every business we have operated has been so successful, because if you market properly, it will change the game for your business. So, but that just getting people to recognize your logo. What people don't understand is people have to see you 5 to 6 times before they even recognize you. And then 8 to 10 times before they're ever going to take an action, like liking your page or contacting you for a quote. It is your job to build up that awareness about your brand, right? So that's the first one. Second one is you're really courting clients, right? So whether you're doing email campaigns or social media campaigns or whatever type of marketing you're doing, you are courting people. You're getting them introduced to your brand. You're getting them familiar with your brand. So eventually they will take whatever that action is, whether it is following you, whether it is contacting you. That is the process of marketing. A lot of people say, well, I threw up this, I did this Facebook ad and spent $50 that didn't get me one customer. Well, one, what was your objective with the ad? 2, that's not really how marketing works. Sometimes, yes, it can work that way, but you have to know ad spend compared to conversion rates and all that good stuff. But for those of you who are working on limited budgets, this is the process to kind of get your customers introduced to your brand, and you can do that in a way where you don't have to spend a zillion dollars. We have a $5 recipe we use that we teach our clients in our mastermind to teach them how to get an effective ad. It's a whole process. But for the purpose of promotions for today, the other reason they're important is, of course, you want to increase your sales. That's the goal of running promotions. So getting that brand awareness, courting that base or building that base, and then converting that base into sales, profit for your company, right? And the other thing I want to point out is so many times when I start working with new clients, especially those that have been established and maybe they're already at $1 million a year, maybe they're doing 500 and they're like, look, I'm everywhere. I have this, I have a website, I have all this stuff going on. People don't see your brand the way that you do. And here's why. You're doing it every day. Every day you're updating your website. Every day you're, putting out promotions. Every day you're building creatives. Constantly in your day-to-day, you are working with your logo, seeing your stuff, and you're feeling like, geez, I'm putting all this stuff out here, right? But that doesn't mean people are seeing it or noticing it or watching it, or they'll say, I just don't want to bug people. You can never over advertise. That's another thing, right? So recognize you're too close, right? Sometimes we're too close to our business or we're too close to our ad campaigns to recognize, am I really reaching the audience I want to reach? Am I really getting out there to accomplish the goal that this ad or this campaign is really, intended to do? So remember, how your clients and potential clients see you is not the same as how you see your business. So those are why promotions are important and having that ongoing process. I have a lot of notes here, so I'm adjusting my fancy notebook. See, y'all, I prepare for these calls to make sure we're delivering amazing information. Okay, get that situated. So let's talk about how to run a successful promotion. Let's get into the meat of it. So number 1, know your goal. Is your goal to get engagement? Is your goal to get followers? Is your goal to build your base? Is your goal to make upfront sales? You have to be clear on your goal because that will dictate how you put your campaign together. So any of those goals are good. It just depends what you're trying to accomplish with your business for your short-term goals and for your long-term goals. So, but understand, what is my goal? And we're going to talk about our promotions and some of the different goals we had and show you how that plays out and share some of the results as well. Consider your timing. This is another big one. And I know we're doing a show about fall promotions today. Here's the thing. It's really too late to be getting your fall promotions together. Doesn't mean you can't do it. Like, look, you can pull it together and hustle and get it done. I'm not saying that. But one of the most important things we train our clients is how to put a multifaceted marketing plan together that extends. My clients are working on spring and summer right now. The promotions are going to run then, right? Again, doesn't mean you can't do some stuff for fall, but in terms of your long-term approach, it's really important to consider the timing of your marketing campaigns. So, but right now we're about to head into fall. So when I say consider timing, it's not just about doing things in advance, but it's also about, if I send this out 3 Wednesdays from now, what's that date? Or what's the date of Halloween? Or what's the date, you might not want to send a campaign on voting day unless it has some red, white, blue on it, So consider when your campaigns are dropping. Make sure you check the calendar. If you're doing something around Halloween, great. Schedule it appropriately. If you're doing something around Thanksgiving, same thing. Around Christmas, same thing. So consider the timing and how you want everything to flush out, and always do it earlier than you think. You can't run, obviously, like a Halloween campaign on October 24th. Like, that's not going to work. And the campaign that you run right now for Halloween can't be to sell Halloween packages. It's too late, right? Because we need to factor in time for there to be some availability, and there to, because you don't want the call right now where someone wants to go to Mickey's Not So Scary Christmas Party, right? Because you're like, oh, everything's gone. There's nothing left. Put yourself as the agent and consultant in the best position possible. So consider your timing. You can still do a campaign in October, but don't make it to sell stuff for Halloween. Hey, Steph, make it to sell stuff later, okay? Because so you're not giving yourself stressful calls, right? Okay, so consider your timing. On-brand creatives. That's the next one. What do I mean by on-brand creatives? Your brand is not the same as my brand, or the next person, or the next person. So many times I see where agents make a big mistake. They'll go copy like someone else's campaign, and then they'll like try to modify it, or they'll just copy and paste it from someone else's page. What happens is you have a slush of just junk that doesn't match on your page. It doesn't look cohesive. It doesn't speak to brand awareness, and it's going to take you way longer for people to recognize you, because our first goal, remember, was get people to recognize you. So you need to have a certain look and feel with your brand. And so when your stuff comes out, it has a similar look, feel, approach, and there's different ways to do that. We'll talk about that a little bit later too. But make sure your creatives are on brand. What's a creative? Okay, so for those of you who might not know what a creative is a piece. It could be a direct mailer. It could be a social media post. It's something that you create, like a picture with a message with some ad copy. You put it together, and that's your creative for your campaign. It's another thing we teach people how to build and create cohesively in our mastermind. But if you're new at it, you remember the best advice I can give you is try to have that cohesive approach. When someone sees something that comes out in the fall or the spring, what's the through line? What's the similar thing in your creatives that reminds me this is the same company? Okay, so on brand creatives, don't copy other people's stuff. That just makes you look junky and cheap and hodgepodge, and that's not going to attract the high-end clients. If you're having difficulty attracting the right kind of clients, it could be because your creatives are off, or it's not speaking to the right audience, or even more likely, you're probably not targeting properly, which is a whole nother session. So at any rate, to recap, how to run successful promos. Know your goal. Decide what your goal is with your promo. Consider your timing, and make sure your creatives are on brand and consistent with what your agency does or what you sell. The next one is most important. What is your execution plan to get this campaign out there? So is this going to be a social media campaign? Is this going to be an email campaign? Is this going to be a direct mail campaign? Is this going to be a combo of those things? Do you have any shows coming up? All of those different things. Are you going to do a giveaway as part of the campaign? So you have to flesh out what are the specifics. Like, I'm going to create this campaign, right? And once it comes into reality and comes to fruition, who am I going to send it to? When am I going to send it? Is there going to be, giveaway, all that stuff. So you have to hash out those details and decide on your timeline and execute it. So it's going to go out on this date in these areas, boom. We're going to have a giveaway, blah, blah, blah. The last and most important, make sure you have a call to action. That's the other thing I see so many times. People put stuff out and it's a pretty picture and, wouldn't this be a nice trip to take? Yeah, what do you want to do about it? What the hell do you want to do about it? You want them to call you. You want them to call you. All roads lead to you, your travel business, your agency, right? So, call to action. What do I mean by that? Hey, doesn't this look like an amazing blah, blah, blah? Schedule with us here. Hey, if you're going for engagement, do you like luxury vacations, like, whatever you're showing in your picture? Follow us here, right? So depending on whether you're going for engagement, upfront sales, that will dictate what your call to action is. So keep that in mind, but don't forget the call to action. That's the most important part. Don't do all this work, right, of putting a campaign together, fleshing it out, getting it timed perfectly, and not ask for the sale. A, B, C, always be closing, right? For those of you who come from sales backgrounds, or even if you don't, adopt that, because once people are familiar with your brand, you have to be getting visible and making offers. And that's what this campaign and promotions is about. All right. So let's get into my favorite promos. I have fun little things to share with you guys today. So one of the things going into fall that is usually really successful for us is we like to do a back to school promo. I know we're a little late in the game going into October now, but consider it definitely for next year. We like to fill like a backpack or a travel backpack full of travel supplies and do that maybe in coordination with a giveaway or something we have going on. And like people can get extra, raffle tickets if they have us quote out their next vacation, or they, if you're doing like and share for engagement, you can do that too. Again, depending on what your goal is with your giveaway. But we like to do something physical to give away especially in our local areas. That's helpful to kind of gain some momentum going into fall, which can be a slow season if you don't know how to do your marketing properly. Getting those ebbs and flows smoothed out makes a big difference in your bottom line. So back to school promo, we like to use imagery with, kids going back to school, but then we get them focused on we get them focused on spring break. So that's a good tie-in, right? Because school and spring break goes together. So we'll say, kids are back to school. Believe it or not, we're already booking spring break for several of your neighbors. Contact us. And they're like, oh crap, I need to get spring break booked, right? So back to school is a good time because moms and dads suddenly have a little more time because the kids are in school. Things aren't so, things get back into that schedule where the parents are doing their day to day and the kids are doing their day to day. But it's also a reminder of like, your babies are back at school. Don't forget spring break's that time for you to connect as a family. So those are a couple conceptual things that you can tie into your marketing in different ways to do a back to school campaign. That's one we like. And then there's Halloween. So this end up going to be 4 promos for you guys because at Halloween there's 2 different roads we've taken in the past, and both were kind of equally successful. So it just depends on what you like more, might speak to your brand more. We did one a while back that was booking travel is scary, right? And highlight stories from this horrible stuff that happens when people book online. I saw a post from a former client yesterday where she follows like one of these travel groups where these people travel and they get advice from each other, but they don't necessarily use travel agents. And the lady had booked like a condo somewhere, and then her husband like Googled the address and they're like, oh my gosh, this place is for sale. So they had spent all this money for all this family had tickets already to come down to Florida. And then they contact the lady. They're like, yeah, we were waiting for the sale to be final. We're going to give you your money back. But it's like a few weeks before their vacation and they have no place to stay. Of course, there's nothing left, total horror story. So picking some little featured tidbits like that of like, here's why people use our agency. Here's why people use our agency. So highlighting what's scary about booking travel on your own can be a foot in the door if someone's had something bad happen in the past, or, oh yeah, that's why I would never book through them again. Let me work with this concierge service. Let me work with them. So taking the whole scary approach, and you can throw it in with pumpkins and monsters and vampires and all that fun stuff to build on the creative side, to build that, to kind of highlight those. The other one that's really fun and successful for a lot of my clients is focusing on all the fun fall stuff that's going on, but not selling it necessarily for this year because it's too late, right? You're selling it for next year or expanding upon season. So what do I mean by that? For example, Disney does a lot of they have seasonal stuff all year long, right? So you might be saying, oh, Mickey's Halloween party is so amazing. Some other cool seasonal things that happen are flower and garden in the spring. So, you're highlighting the cool stuff that's happening, and you can either go the route of book it with me for next year, or let me show you what else cool, what the other cool stuff you're missing out on Disney that you might not even realize that our agency knows all about, right? So you get into the spirit of the month of October, you get into the spirit of the month of Thanksgiving and Christmas and Hanukkah and all those things, but you're pre-selling. And people might say, well, Cyndi, if I book them for next year, I'm not going to see that commission for a year. But yeah, I get it. But for those of you who are thinking long-term goals, guess what? If you have 50 grand or 100 grand of sales pre-booked into next year, you already know that, 6 months ahead of time. So the long game with running a 6-figure travel business is you should always be pre-selling into next year. We're selling Europe for next fall already. We're selling Alaska for summer. Of course we are, right? You have to, that's the way that travel works. So even that first year in doing it right from the beginning, it's a good idea to be pre-selling into next year. So you can go the scary approach, just book with me whatever kind of trip for Halloween, or you can go with, fun stuff that's going on during the season. The other thing is, okay, what are these, like a buck at Walmart? Oh my God, the sticker's on it. It's $1. It's $1 at Walmart, right? This has been and if you're like me, actually this is from Target, but if you're like me, you have like 10 of these like in your garage or whatever. Get some of these cute pumpkin buckets, throw some tissue paper in the bottom, and fill it with travel supplies. That's your giveaway. Go to the dollar store, go to Target, the trial section, get a bunch of travel goodies, and create yourself a visible promo that you can feel, touch, take a picture of, put on your media, take a picture of, put in your social media campaigns. People freaking love that stuff. So if you're going for engagement, hey, like and share to win this bucket. Or if you book a vacation with us anytime, September through Halloween, you'll win this bucket of travel. Whatever you want to do for your giveaway or promo, that's up to you. But people love that stuff. Don't underestimate the power of having that out there in your marketing mix and when you build your promotions. The next one that I have is so fun, and this is a cool one. So this was, unlike the other ones where we were going for, hey, book with us, schedule an appointment, we really wanted to go after an engagement push last year to increase our followers on our page and get some new, we have about 15,000 people in our database, which is awesome. But we're always building that database. So we're like, what can we go after to even increase engagement and have some fun around Christmas time and get our engagement up with our families? So super cool promo we did. We did Elf on the Shelf, holidays around the world. I'm just going to show you this. It's on our page, of course. But I'm going to tell you how we put this Elf on the Shelf together. I have my notes. One moment, please. So with the goal being engagement, first thing we did is we communicated what we were going to be doing, right? So, and we did this early. Remember when I talked about timing? So I'm talking November 1st. There's a reason why Hobby Lobby, Walmart, Target already have their Christmas stuff out. You as a business owner have to think the same way. You should have been thinking up your fall stuff in July and August, right? Believe it or not, we do that, right? So, but you can still throw it together now. It's okay. We'll give you a pass for this year because you're in the learning curve. But how we put this promotion together, November, first week of November, we sent out an email and shared it to say, oh my gosh, it's almost Elf on the Shelf time. We know how much you love that, or do you hate it? We have that covered for you. Trip C Travel is going to be doing this amazing Elf on the Shelf holidays around the world adventure this year. So what did we do? We kind of communicated the event. That's the first thing we did. And then in that communication, we did a invitation to the families and kids. So what are we doing? We're getting families engaged. If you don't want to do Elf on the Shelf, just come check our page every day. We're going to do it for you. Come have the kids see where the elves are moving around the world and da-da-da. So we invited the families, invited the kids, so it could be then kind of an event that happens around the holidays, or they could just see it every day and share it when they felt like sharing it. But we invited them. We did that communication first. And then we took it a step further. About 2 weeks later, right before Thanksgiving, we said, hey, if you're thinking about if you want to freshen your Elf on the Shelf ideas and teach your kids, do some teaching at the same time and teach them about holidays around the world, we've put together this great guide of ideas and things that you can do for Elf on the Shelf holidays around the world with your family at home, including, what to buy, what to do, how to put what positions to put your elf in. And, we went out and researched, right? So what do they do in Holland? They have the candy and the shoes. What do they do in all these different countries? And then got all of the, different concepts and we put together basically like a 12-page beautiful, it comes kind of like this, right? And we made it a PDF that they could then contact us for. And when they contact us, we're collecting their information. So we're building our database, right? And sent that out so they could then decide to do it, or maybe they don't do it. But it was a way for us to build the database up and, again, continue that engagement. And then after we did that, we just had fun. And let me say we had fun, but like you guys know, Elf on the Shelf is freaking exhausting. So I don't think we're going to do this promo again this year. We might offer the PDF out, but every day we set our elf up in these different things and talked about, oh, our elf is in Holland today. Look at they have the little shoes and the candy. Oh, our elf is over here today. Here's what happens in Germany. Here's what happens in this country, and just kind of all the different areas that we were spotlighting. So it was a beautiful storyline. It was very well branded. It was a lot of work, but we got a bunch of new people in our database. We had huge engagement, and we had sales. We had people contact us and go, oh my gosh, my kid wants to see where the elf is around the world every day. So it really kind of turned into like a thing that people were following and liking and sharing. And that's fun. You want people to like and share because then you're getting into new clients, not just that friends and family, right? So great results from that promo. So hopefully we've given you guys some great ideas today. I want to open it up for questions. If you guys have questions about promos, I'm going to go over here. Audrey says, cute hat. I know, right? I wear it every day. And usually we're just not when I'm live streaming. So if you guys have questions, pop them in, and I have a few minutes to answer those. In the meantime, I want to kind of talk a little bit about importance of marketing. Remember, just to recap, if you are not moving forward in your business, you're moving backwards. You have to market. You have to have a multifaceted, comprehensive marketing plan always running behind the scenes of your business, or that is why your leads are drying up, or that is why you don't have enough leads or the right leads that are coming through. So that's one of those things that's really, really important. If you are marketing ineffectively, that could be a reason why you're super, super frustrated. And look, marketing, if someone said, Cyndi, can you go fly this 747 tomorrow? No, I would crash and burn because I don't know how to fly a 747. So but that doesn't make me less of an amazing woman, right? As a business owner, this is part of something you have to learn. If you're not good at marketing, or it's not coming together, or you're not driving regular leads or the right quality leads, make sure you're getting the help, because effective marketing is one of those things that will absolutely transform your business and absolutely help you supersize and get to that next level, and doing it in a strategic, thought out way. That's really, really important. If you're not already in our Careers on Vacation mastermind, absolutely consider that, guys, because we're teaching you about a couple promos today. In the mastermind, we teach people marketing strategies, how to put creatives together, how to put campaigns, well thought out campaigns together on an annual basis to make sure that they're not having those ebbs and flows. It's exactly what we teach in the program. So consider that as well. You can go to careersonvacation.com/ready now to apply for the program. We take a few students each month. Okay, we have a couple questions coming in. Let's see here. Tina says, hi, Cyndi. Hey, Tina. Jody, I love the Elf on the Shelf idea. I've never thought of that. And actually, let me get into the gift that I promised y'all, right? Jody is a former client, as well as several people that are watching here today. You guys are going to get this PDF so you can use it in your businesses. So on in the grad group and in my current students for the Careers on Vacation at 1 o'clock Central today, that's already going out to you guys. So you guys have that as a tool. You're welcome to use it and modify it, throw your business name on it, and use it in any way, shape, or form that you would like. And I still have a gift if you're not a client. I am a very generous person. Otherwise, I wouldn't do all these hours of training. But I have a gift for the rest of y'all too. So we have a free training module about branding your business. Earlier, we talked about making sure your brand has you're welcome, Jody. Make sure your brand has a cohesive feel. Make sure you have that through line. Make sure your brand is authentic and speaks to your audience and the people you want to connect with. So I have a free training module that you guys can get. I'm going to put the link in after this session goes live in the replay. So make sure you sign up to get any free training that we send out on an occasional basis, and we'll get that out to you this afternoon. So that's an option for you as well. And real quick, the last thing I want to talk through, I'm going to check for questions here in a second. Remember, this is a series, guys. This is just part 2. So if you missed part 1 about setting your vision, getting clear on your goals, you can go back to the page and watch it from last week. Next week on 10/17, we're doing a co-session with our friends over at Travel Agent Hacks, who invited us over to do a session. It will still be here, so just come here to watch. And the session is called Tackling Your Mindset Monsters, right? So getting over those blocks of, being an entrepreneur and giving you some tools to get past mindset issues. So we're going to talk about that on 10/17. On Wednesday, 10/24, we're going to talk about scary things in your business, right? I should get the hat out again, but scary things in your business. What scares you about your business? So bring questions. I'm going to bring kind of like the top 5 things that my clients come to me and they're like, I'm horrified by this, or I'm so scared about this. Or what do I do about this? This is broken. I don't know what to do about it. So I'm going to bring some of them, but also bring your questions. And then 10/31, I have a treat, not a trick. 10/31's Halloween. It's all treats. It's a complete question hour. So anything you guys, and I don't do this very often, like once, twice a year, we do a question session. So whatever questions you have on 10/31, bring them. It's your chance to ask an industry expert with proven results what you can do to get your business forward. So that will be a really, really cool session as well. So I don't have a ton of questions coming in. So I'm going to get those gifts out to everyone. For those of you who aren't clients already, remember just to click the link later, probably like 15 minutes from now, that will be up. And invitation to you, if nothing else, if you're not already working with me, book a discovery call with my team. If nothing else, we will help you get clear on what your goals for your business are and the steps that you need to take to get your business to the next level. I specialize in working with people that are serious about growing their business. They want to get to that 6-figure mark. They want to run not hobby businesses. They want to run real businesses. Or if you do want to do hobby and you're brand new, we work with those clients as well to kind of train them and teach them. So careersonvacation.com/ready now. We have limited slots going into fall. We are always waitlisted going into January. But little secret, the best time to get in the program is now, because you want all this marketing stuff together before busy season hits. We need to be doing marketing for first quarter right now. So I hope you guys have an amazing week. Thanks so much for following the session. Again, my name is Cyndi Williams, a travel career coach. No matter where you are in your journey for the travel industry, I wish you so much love and so much abundance. Follow your bliss to abundance. Hey, Jess, good to see you. Thanks so much. All right, I love you all. See you next week.